Hey y'all, and welcome back. I am going to be sharing with you another meal right here on In the Nick of Time, and it's very easy. It is the Bahamian okra soup with dough. It's a simple meal. And of course, I'm going to be taking you through the steps. It's something that you can tailor for yourself and or your family. And it is savory, it's hearty, it's rustic, it's deliciousness in a bowl. So here I have about 2 cups of okra that I've already cut out, and I have it in a sizable size that you can still see it and enjoy it. And so right here I have the aromatics, which is bell peppers and onions, fresh thyme, and about 2 cloves of garlic grated. So right here in my soup pot, which is about 7 quarts, you may have something a little bit bigger. I'm just adding my okra to the pot with no oil, and what I want to do is cook out some of that slime so it wouldn't be in your soup. You'll still have the okra taste, but that slime won't be there. So we're just going to let that cook off under low heat, but we're going to get started with the dough while that's going. So in this bowl, I just have about 2 cups of all-purpose flour and about a teaspoon of salt. And what that is, it's very simple. You're going to gradually add your water, of course, and you're going to just make sure you form the dough. Now, this is something that you can have the kids do. Like for me, when I was growing up, my mom would always give me this task where she'd make pea soup or okra soup, and my task was just to make the dough and to form it. And of course, it's very easy. You gradually add your water to the flour and the salt, and you just want to bring that together into a bowl so that you can pinch it off as you go and to form the dough that will be going into the soup. And of course, you just got to gently knead it, but we're just going to bring this together in one ball, and we're just going to make sure we put our little, our little personality in the dough in this okra soup. So you see me there, I'm just trying to bring it together and just gently knead it as I do that. And of course, it looks like it's not doing what I wanted to do, but if you just have a little bit of patience, and of course you see me just adding just a little bit more water there to the bowl, and you just need to have a little bit of patience and get this process through. And we're just gonna make sure that this come together in a ball, like I've stated before. And again, the ingredients are very simple: 2 cups of flour, a pinch of salt, and your water. And that's all it is. That's all it is. It's very minimal ingredients that you need just to go through this process and just to make it happen for your family. So we want to bring it together, and of course you'll know when it's ready when you start to see that there isn't any loose flour at the bottom of your bowl or on the countertop. I chose to do the bowl because the cleanup was a little bit more easier for me. And so now we're just going to go ahead and we're going to check on that okra, and it's coming along fine. And if you could see at the bottom of the pan, you could see some of that okra cooking off really nicely, but it's not ready yet. So we're going to go right back to the dough, and then we're just going to make sure that we knead this. I added just a little bit more flour to this because it wasn't right where I wanted it to be, and I'm just going to add about a teaspoon more of water and get back in there and put in a little bit more elbow grease literally to get this thing going. And we just want to make sure that we have what we need for the dough that is going to go into this okra soup. And so right now what I'm doing is I'm just pinching off a piece, and I just want to show you how you can form it. So right here I just have a little bit of the dough smush it between my palms, and I'm just thinning it out with my thumbs. Again, it's not cookie cutter. It's not meant to be cute or to look uniform. It's just something that you want to put together and put aside. So that was a flat dough that I just did, and right here is what we call spinners. So you just put it between your hands to pinch off a piece and make a and just spin the dough. And of course, there's no rhyme or reason or no standard way of doing it. You just, whatever size works for you, whatever shape works for you, that is what you use. And of course, I like a little bit more the flat dough rather than the spinners. But again, you can tailor it to your liking and to what it is that your family like. And while you're doing this, make sure you put some flour between each dough piece that you lay down. So look at this. This is our okra. It's already cooked off the slime, and you see it doesn't come together in that slime, to make it look all is in one ball. It's everything is single. That slime is cooked off. It's kind of toasted, sort of. So we're going to take that out, and then we're going to add just about a tablespoon of oil to the pan and saute our onions and bell peppers. And I've added the garlic and the thyme, as well as about a tablespoon of tomato paste. And you see me there adding the garlic right there, and we're just going to let this cook down for about 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, this is what it's looking like. And I'm just adding about 2 tablespoons or a tablespoon and a half of browning. And what that's going to do, that's going to give this rich brown color to your broth or to your soup that you want, just to bring it together. And I'm adding the okra back to the pot because I want the okra to now cook down with all of that. And we're just going to let this go for another 5 minutes while it does its thing. So 5 minutes have passed, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to add about 2 cups of water to this, and I want to bring it up to a boil before I add anything else. And so now it has been, the water has been added. And what I did was I went ahead and I added ham. And I wanted to add the ham to it because the ham has a little bit of salt. I've not added any salt to this pot as yet. The closest thing to salt is the ham. And right there you see me adding the turkey and the ribs. So this pot is going to have a lot of meat. Oh yeah, it's going to have a lot of meat. And traditionally, Bahamian soup would usually have the yuca or the cassava and the white sweet potato. I don't like any of those things, so I don't normally put those in my soups. Now, if I'm cooking it for somebody, sure, I'll do all of that. But for me, I don't like it, so I don't add it. You can tailor it to your liking. And here it is. I've added the ham, the turkey, the ribs, and the chicken. And if you look at that, you can see the okra inside there. So there's a good spoonful of the okra and the ham right there, and it is boiling away. And when I tell you, this smells amazing. It is divine. And what we're going to be adding is corn. So I added the corn about 25 minutes to 30 minutes from all of this being done. And why I added it so at that time is this is fresh corn, and I wanted the juices to get in there, and I wanted the corn to be cooked. So while that is going, here it is. This is about 20 minutes before we're done. So 10 minutes after we've added the corn, we're going to be adding the dough. So that's the little flat disc dough and the spinners that we created earlier. And I'm just adding them to the pot at random. And then we're just going to make sure that everything cooks properly. Now, if you need to season, you can season as you go. But I promise you, you won't have to do much seasoning because your meat that you boiled earlier, whatever meat you want, I have turkey, chicken, ham, ribs in here that I cooked and I boiled earlier. And so what you see me adding there is some plantains. They're not fully ripe, so they're right at that stage of being ripe and still kind of green. And I tasted the broth. It tastes good. We're just going to let those cook down in there. And this is the final product of Bahamian okra soup. This is divine. Check out that broth. There goes that dough, the corn, the turkey, the chicken, the ribs, and the plantains. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and remember to have a beautiful meal. Bon appetit.